Hi sweeties, it's Lindsay and thanks so much for stopping by. I would love for you to be part of this amazing community, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video. See you on the next one. Hi everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here because I'm passionate about helping you look and feel your very best, and today's video is all about my favorite natural self-tanners. As you may know, I'm a big believer in sunscreen and pretty much avoiding the sun as much as possible because it is the worst for aging. But I know how nice it is to have a summer glow and to look healthy and all that good stuff. So this is why I kind of wanted to break it down, why I maybe don't use self-tanners as much as some other people and how I easily work them into my routine. So you may have wondered what exactly makes self-tanners different than tanning in the sun if you still get that same glow afterwards. And it basically boils down to one active ingredient called dihydroxyacetone. It's also called DHA, which you maybe have seen on an ingredient label, but it basically just does the same or similar thing to the sun in that it causes a chemical reaction on the outer layer of your skin, which gives it that nice and rich color that you're looking for. It's supposed to be a little bit safer in the sense that it's not using UV rays, which can lead to skin cancer or aging. But DHA does come with its own potential harmful side effects, which is why I wouldn't recommend to use self-tanner regularly, because there have been studies that show that DHA could cause some harmful side effects to your DNA. But they are great for special occasions like first dates or that first pool day of summer, which if you don't want to look translucent, you know, speaking from experience, they are great. So I would like to share my top 3 picks today and hope you all enjoy them as much as I do. Starting off strong with the Tan Luxe Illuminating Self-Tan Drops. I love these because it is so easy to work into my daily routine. I just put a couple drops into my daily moisturizer or my moisturizer at night, and the color starts to develop in a couple hours and it looks so natural. It just looks healthier. I mean, even my husband noticed that healthier glow soon after I was applying, which is another great perk of this, is that you don't have to wait so long for it to develop. The development time has become more important to me recently because I'm not using self-tanners regularly, so I want more of that quick developed color for those special occasions, so I'm not doing a ton of prep work beforehand. This one comes in a light medium or a medium dark, which is great to be able to cater it to your skin tone. I got the 10 milliliter bottle, which is the smaller one because it was on sale at the time, but it usually comes in a 30 milliliter at $49, which I know sounds like a lot, but you only need a couple drops and it lasts a really long time, and it does give that nice healthy glow that you maybe wouldn't get in a lesser expensive option. So some pros and cons to consider, starting with the pros first, is that I do love that it lasts a long time, and I also love that it's explicitly made for your face. I know other self-tanners, if you try to use them on your face, it can clog your pores, it can make it look splotchy. You can use it on your body if you really want to. I mean, it will make you go through it faster, but you can mix it with body lotion if you want to make sure that it matches and it kind of flows and the consistency's right. Another pro that I love is that I didn't notice really any color transfer. So I think it's really helps you mix it in with your moisturizer. It really helps to absorb into your skin and really not transfer to your clothes or sheets, which is a major plus. And now for some cons. It is on the pricier side, like I said. It does last though, and the other one that I wanted to mention was that it does kind of have a perfumey kind of smell, which I don't mind as much because I kind of prefer that over maybe like a coconut smell, but it does dissipate. I just wanted to share because I know some people are sensitive to smells. Overall, I would rate this a 4 out of 5 just to take into account the more expensive price tag. The second one on the list is Beauty by Earth's Bronzing and Moisturizing Self-Tanner. This one is great because it can be used for your face as well as full body at the same time. It gives great natural color, I would say similar to equivalent of like a Jergens or a Tanceuticals, and it does develop gradually, but you could lather it on, which is what I tend to do if I'm doing it for a special occasion, and it develops a lot more quickly, but still controllable. This one is 85 milliliters at $26.99 a bottle, which I would say is pretty reasonably priced compared to some other self-tanners that I've used. It is slightly more expensive than a drugstore, but I also feel that this color is less orange and a little bit more natural than a drugstore brand. It does tend to last for a bit as well, and I also like using this on vacation if you need some help or assistance with your current tan, just to kind of help give it a little bit of boost without needing to constantly reapply. Some pros and cons that I love of this one is that some of the pros are that it has anti-aging ingredients and it doesn't really leave my skin feeling sticky or clogged or anything like that of how sometimes lotions feel afterwards. It also is a nice subtle color depending on how much you put on, but it just nicely evens out skin tone. Some of the cons for this one includes that it is a white colored lotion, so it does make it a little bit more challenging to see where you rubbed it in, but I feel that most of it kind of evens out or washes off in the shower. And it does kind of have a self-tanner smell once it's been developing for a few hours, and I would make sure that you are letting this fully dry before putting on any clothes or going to bed. Overall, I would give this one a 3.5 out of 5 just because it could take several applications to get that dark, rich color that you may be looking for. And number 3 is probably my favorite. I've been using it for years, which is the Saintrope Classic Tanning Mousse. I thought I had the bottle somewhere before I started this video, but I couldn't find it, so I think I had used it all, which you know is a good sign. I was actually really happy to discover that Saintrope uses a natural DHA, which is derived from sugar beets, and it's the same ingredient that's used in other clean brands that I feel really helps have less of a harsh reaction, especially for my sensitive skin. Saint-Tropez is definitely that self-tanner if you want to look like you just came back from Saint-Tropez or some other exotic tropical island and you want that dark, healthy glow. It's also the biggest bottle that we've talked about so far at 118 milliliters for $32. Since it is more of a foam mousse texture, you do tend to use a little bit more up of it than you would, say, a lotion. But you really don't need that much of it because you do get very dark very quickly, and it lasts, I would say, at least a week before you start seeing it fade. Some pros and cons of the Saint-Tropez mousse include the pros being that it's very lightweight. It definitely gives you a very dark, nice, rich color. It does, I would say, overall fairly streak-free or streak-free proof. I do notice some spots that maybe I went over too much. They do tend to wash off in the shower, leaving a very nice, even glow. And then some of the cons for this mousse is that it can transfer onto your sheets or clothing. So I would just say on days that you do tend to use it, that you switch it out for maybe an older pair of sheets or pajamas, that you don't mind a little bit of transfer. And then lastly, it does have a green undertone. So it does work well for my darker hair and features, but maybe just something to keep in mind if you are more on the fair coloring side. Overall, I would give the Saint-Tropez Classic Mousse a 4 to 4.5 out of 5, just because it does give really great color, but it can lead to some color transfer if you're not careful. I also have a blog post about self-tanners on staysweetco.com that goes a little bit more in depth into each one, and it also provides some really great tips of how to apply self-tanner. So I would love to hear what you all think about these 3, or if there's any products that you love that I didn't mention that you would like to share in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. See you on the next one.